And we're diving in with Georgetown, West Virginia. Roy Hibbert and company all alone atop the Big East coming in. Second half, tapped out to Alex Ruoff for three. And Mountaineers very much in this ball game, up by 10. And then it's the back door. Love the back door for G-Town. Austin Freeman jam. Jesse Sapp, no. The big fella, you betcha. Hibbert, 12 and 10. That's a double-double. Some like it animal style. We've got a one-point game. Ruoff to Darius Nichols.
Grilled onions, by the way, on mine. Thank you.
Nichols was 16. And here is Sapp, who traditionally struggled against this Mountaineer team. Not today. He had 15. And Georgetown up one with 6 seconds left. Final play, Patrick Ewing Jr. rejection.
You know what? It might have been a goaltender, it might not, but you never punish effort. That's the way I feel about it. If it was too close to call, then it's a block.
One more look. The drive by Deshaun Butler and Ewing swats. So close. Georgetown gets the call and the win, 58-57. Coach Huggins, your thoughts?
I'm not allowed to make a comment. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. People can look at it. I think everybody can look at it, make their own decision.
High is 22, but tight game at the break. Washington State, Arizona State. This is a big swing game for both of these teams. And in the second half, it's a one-point game. Derek Lowe taking over.
He can really shoot it, but I'll tell you what, I can't figure out why Washington State is so good. Being the expert analyst that I am even, I still can't figure it out.
Well, they're normally so good because they play suffocating defense. Haven't been quite as suffocating this year, but the offense still potent at times. And there's Aaron Baines down low.
Another Aussie.
Yeah, Taylor Rochester, the nice feet, 13 and 5. But you know what? Arizona State hung around, inside. Pendergraph with a nice pass, got to three. And James Harden, this freshman, special.
Ball fake.
25 points.
1 point game. Final 15 seconds. Here's Rochester.
Not quite the possession they were looking for.
Oh,
great effort both parts.
Did you roar that play as well?
Yeah. I mean, you just call it what it is.
Okay,
final seconds.
At
Down
home.
one.
At home, that's not a foul?
Yeah, he certainly got fouled there.
Harden, game high 25, but not enough.
Wow.
Washington State, big road win, 56-55.
Derek Lowe kind of looks like he could be a stunt double in Pirates of the Caribbean, doesn't he?
They got some beautiful-looking guys on that team, I will say that.
Stanford, Cal, Brooke Lopez, scoreless in the first half, sat with foul trouble. Second half, the man takes over.
You just want to take this one by yourself? This is your team, your school.
You know what?
Anytime.
Normally, like, you see a Lopez scoring this many times, you think both of them, there are twins. It doesn't appear that just one. No, it's just Brooke.
No, Robin was not at his best today, but Brooke had enough moments
Robin
in the second
needs to
half
cut
to
his
carry
hair.
his team. You think you won't be able to tell them apart? These all look the
I think
same.
you can tell
I was
them
gonna say,
apart when they play.
They ran that play pretty much.
23 for Brooke, all in the second half. Stanford gets a road win. What about Washington and Arizona?
That, my friend, is a bad man. Probably the most untalked about, not unheralded. No. He's an unbelievable freshman. How about Jared Bayless? Okay, this is the great point. He had 26 points, right? How many shots did he take?
Don't know.
How about 11? 9 for 11. 3 threes, also had 6 assists. He was unbelievable.
I was going to guess 11, but I didn't want to be wrong.
You can keep going, Doug.
I mean, you combine that with, you combine that with the fact that Chase Budinger had 25.
There you have the story of the game. They combined for 51. There's a couple teams we haven't seen. Well, we saved the best for last in the pack. It's USC and Oregon. O.J. Mayo reinstated after a contribution to charity for accepting those Clipper tickets. Enough about that.
How ridiculous.
Trojans were up 9 with 90 seconds, but the Ducks come all the way back. Porter the three, and Bryce Taylor sends it to overtime.
Yeah, where was Dwight Lewis? Dwight, what were you doing on defense?
And here's Mr. Mayo.
It was kind of poetic justice because Tawan Porter it was an awful foul, got fouled on a three. Davon Jefferson fouled out in regulation, but USC calmly answered with 5 for 5 from three-point range in overtime.
Daniel Hackett with a career-high 26.
Gritty effort, very gritty effort to come back.
Indiana and UConn. Kelvin Sampson, 27-0 all-time at Assembly Hall. And a rough day for the Big Ten's leading scorer, Eric Gordon. He learns that in college, you cannot take 3 steps with a basketball.
Next year you can.
Penetrates, not so much there. Gordon just 5 of 16 from the floor. In fact, the Hoosiers shoot less than 28% in the first half. UConn, on the other hand, quite efficient, thank you very much. Jeff Adrian, no, but guess who's there?
sticks.
You know what? They got every bounce, and when you hustle all the time, that tends to happen for you sometimes.
Huskies by 5 at the break. Second half, A.J. Price, who was money in this game. Nice feed to the big fella. Seemed to be.
Gets better every trip up and down the floor. The beat is really going to be fun to watch. I just hope he doesn't leave after this year.
And this is kind of a telling story of the game. The ability to create for your teammates off of penetration. I thought UConn looked a step quicker in every play. And Indiana just never got it going offensively. Jamarcus Ellis, he was 1 for 7 from the field.
Andy, thank you. Meanwhile, #1 Memphis going back to work against Gonzaga. Jeremy Pargo airball me, and there's Joey Dorsey, who gets the ball on the break, and I like his chances here of success.
What do you say in Vermont? In California, that's cherry picking. Is that snowbirding?
Snowbirding. Right. That's it.
Chris Douglas Roberts, maybe the best hyphenated player in all the land.
There you go.
Memphis up by a dozen. Style points.
How about the 52 points combined for the 3 guards, Anderson, Douglas, Roberts, and Rose?
That would be among the 3 guards.
And Micah Downs turned the ball over the last possession of the first half for Gonzaga. No box out on Rose, and all of a sudden, momentum on the side of the Tigers, and when they get going in transition, it gets ugly.
And Dorsey was
great feed, and a great feed there by Rose. One bounce and whip pitch ahead, layup.
Douglas Roberts, fundamentally sound bounce pass to Antonio Anderson. Coach, just how you draw it up.
Absolutely, man. They can play. They really know how to play. They're a good passing team. They like each other. I think they bought into what Cal wants to do, and they're going to be a tough out.
Rose was great with 29 points, 9 assists. Here he strips the ball, gets it ahead to Douglas Roberts, and then this is my favorite play of this game, and there were many highlights, but watch the big fella, Dorsey, goes out on Matt Bolden, swats the 3 ball, and runs the floor. Memphis, 81-73. Coach Cal gets win number 200 with the Tigers.
We're coaching and playing to win every game, but we do every year. It's not like we coach to lose a game, but what I'm saying to you is to go unblemished with what we have left would be like, what's happening here? And so, are we good? Yeah, we're good. Are we that good? Maybe in 2 weeks. We're not right now.
John, if you don't lose 1 or 2 games in conference, is that a bad thing if you're 30-0, 31-0?
It depends on if the Patriots win the whole thing.
You're right. Undefeated Kansas hosting Nebraska. Remember, the KU football team put 76 on the Huskers, so the gauntlet has been thrown. Darrell Arthur, low block. Arthur again, and this one was like the football game over before it started.
Maybe you shouldn't front him. I don't know. They didn't really have much choice. I mean, you're taking a knife to a gunfight. This team so loaded. Arthur just one of the immense talents on the Jayhawk roster.
Brandon Rush hits the 3. He said afterwards, "I don't know why they leave me open like that." Rush had 17. Arthur was tremendous with 18. Nebraska.
Neither does Doc Sadler.
Doc was not a happy guy during this game. Oof, 84. Wisconsin and Purdue. Check this out. The Badgers 1-30 in West Lafayette, dating back to 1972. That's not
we throw up those numbers. They're always epic foreshadowing. You know that? We never throw up a number, and it's like the opposite of what you think.
Juwan Johnson, the rejection. Keaton Grant, 3 of his 6 first-half points. Purdue by 6 at the break. Second half, Chris Kramer. This kid is fun to watch.
He really is. Very aggressive. Always going forward.
And also fun to watch, Robbie Hummel, who was huge in this game. 10 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, a little bit of everything.
That big 3, very, very big 3.
A very young Purdue team coming on late. But you know what? Wisconsin hung around in this one.
Yes, they did. #1 on his back, #1 in your heart. Marcus Landry. It's a 2-point game. Final 10 seconds. Michael Flowers blocked by Hummel. A little bit of contact. No call.
You don't get that call at home. That's what's supposed to happen.
You're dancing on the court. Is this really a dance on the court game?
Especially when you're 30-1 again.
Notre Dame and number 18 Villanova. First half, Scotty Reynolds. Bad turnover, and this will wind up with a Kyle McIlharney 3 because he was lights out today.
His money, that kid. And that Notre Dame is really a good team. They really have impressed me during the course of the year. Now, they've had trouble on the road, but today, no trouble whatsoever.
Scotty, tough day. He was 0 for 5 from beyond the arc. Not so for McIlharney, who hit 5 of 9 trifecta.
10 of 15 from the floor, 30 points, 5 assists, and then Luke Herringgold, another guy who's changed his body, really slimmed down the offseason, 25 and 10. They dominated Nova. Tough week for Nova. Lost to Rutgers early in the week on the road.
Did you say Rutgers?
I did say Rutgers.
Segue. Rutgers, Pitt, Sam Young. Finds Brad Wanamaker. Pump fake in the bucket. 8-0 Pitt run to close the half. Panthers by 7. But Here come those Scarlet Knight freshmen. Corey Chandler, who had 18. Mike Coburn was 17.
And think about this. Rutgers has not only won one other game on the road. That was against New Jersey Tech, who doesn't have a win anywhere.
J.R. Inman said it's a miracle. Off that 5 overtime win Wednesday against Texas A&M, hosting Oklahoma on Saturday. Right to the last 3 minutes of this ball game, Baylor was down double digits. They come roaring back, somehow find the legs. Tweety Carter for 3. Henry Dugat taking it strong. Bears up by 1. Oh, it's a great story. But then Blake Griffin goes to work.
Coming back 2 weeks early from the knee injury, in just 22 minutes, had 17 and 15 boards.
But you said it right, Scott. It is a great story what Baylor has done in the last couple years under Scotty Drew. Obviously, the game had the Texas A&M game had to take something out of them, but they're still tough.
All right, thanks, Joe. Let's talk SEC, Georgia and Tennessee. There's Bruce Pearl. Here is Chris Lofton, who, don't look now, but somebody's found his stroke.
Yeah, SEC, you're in trouble if this man rediscovers how to shoot the basketball. 27 today, looked like he was in rhythm, finally getting his balance, and still doesn't have a lot of space. That was a little bit of a break. There you go.
It's the prettiest shot in college basketball.
I want you to make it. Every time you get it, I want you to make it. Make it.
Well,
see, that's a
one more time.
kid.
There you go. Obviously, he said something right.
He had 7 threes, a season-high 27 points. In fact, the first half, he almost outscored Georgia by himself.
What's that Brandon Rush quote? I don't know why they
Well, he's not as open as Brandon Rush was. He can just shoot with a hand in his face. South Carolina and Kentucky. There's Dave Odom, set to retire after the season. Honored before the game. And Zam Frederick.
You know what? That's always nice when you retire before, because then they give you stuff when you go to the other gym.
Should have done that.
I did do that.
Will he have an ice cream named after him?
No,
Wrong state.
He's just doing okay.
You know who's okay? Patrick Patterson is okay.
Highlights have all been about the freshmen. We talked about Jared Bayless and Blake Griffin. That man is a beast, Patrick Patterson. So is this guy. Ramel Bradley playing nearly every minute of every game for Kentucky. The pump fake, the 3, 26.
And they played without Joe Crawford, who's got plantar fasciitis. Didn't matter. Great finish in the A-10. St. Joe's and Temple. Second half of a 1-point game. And warm smell of Calathis rising up through the air.
If you haven't seen Big 5 basketball, the City Series, once in your life, folks, head on down.
Definitely worth seeing.
Final 10 seconds, Coach. It's Calathis. 3.9 on the clock, and he nails it to cap off a season-high 24-point effort. Last chance for the Owls. Mark Tyndale. Oh, he got a scoop shot.
Eerily similar. Georgetown escapes. So does St. Joe's.
He and the Red Raiders have lost 11 straight games at Texas. Final seconds, first half, Longhorns up by 10. DJ Augustine, pure. Oh,
is he still married to Connie Selica?
DJ Augustine?
No.
Oh, Tesh, absolutely.
All right.
Longhorns led 28-16 at halftime, and Augustine, he looks like a player in this highlight.
Normally good.
Look at this. Watch him create space.
Terrific play.
Not a good player. Let's light up Connor Atchley. He's going to pick Alan Voskuhl there, and he can knock. That's a good. You're allowed to set moving springs now in college basketball. A.J. Abrams good, and once again, Texas beats Texas Tech.
Just 3 days after their 5 overtime loss to Baylor, number 16 Texas A&M on the road at Oklahoma State, where they were honoring the 10 killed in the Cowboys plane crash 7 years ago on Sunday. Second half, James Anderson for 3. He had 15. Now we get it going. Josh Carter follows his own shot, gets his own rebound. He had 13. 1-point Aggie lead on the road. 1:15 to play. Donald Sloan, this is a fundamentally sound highlight. He follows his own miss. A&M within 1. Under 10 seconds to play. Sean Sutton wants a drive inside, but freshman James Anderson misses a deep three. Aggies extend the lead with free throws, so Okie State down 3. Sutton not happy there. Stolen by Donald Sloan, and A&M wins 59-56. Aggies snap a 3-game losing streak. Cowboys off to a 1-4 start in Big 12. Ranked Ole Miss visiting Jamont Gordon in Mississippi State. First half, here's Gordon with some defense on Trevor Gaskins. Big time block. One more look. Bulldogs held Ole Miss to 16 points below their season average. Mississippi State up by 7. Second half, here's Gordon going end to end. 2 of his 13. Mississippi State's lead is 13. Gordon doing it all here. This, I have a feeling, is going to be in tough place. The behind-the-head pass to Charles Rhodes. Rhodes at a game-high 26. Mississippi State blows out Ole Miss. Bulldogs, look out. They're 5-0 in SEC play. They have won 9 straight overall.
You are correct, sir.
ACC play, the Dukies at Maryland Sunday. Gary Williams Terps, first game since they knocked off then #1 North Carolina. First possession of the game. James Gist, Terps opened 7 of 10 from the floor. Later in the first, Rivas Vasquez up to Gist. Touchdown, he had 26, a career high. Maryland is up 51-42 at the break, and that means Duke trails at the half for the first time this year. Will be a different story in the second half. See how I heightened the drama there?
I have no idea where this is going.
Or do I? Lance Thomas, the floater. Then DeMarcus Nelson, who said afterward, our mindset was that we weren't going to lose this game. Nelson took over, ties it at 59. The Dukies shot 53% in the second half. Boom. Later in the second, Nelson, 10 of 19 shooting night. Open for her. Blue Devils up 4. Final minute. Nelson, 19 of his career-high 27 in the second half. Duke stays perfect in the ACC, 93-84, 17-1 overall, 5-0 in conference play. So Duke remains atop the ACC standings, the only team without a loss in the ACC. Blue Devils still have 2 games before they travel to Chapel Hill, take on North Carolina, February 6, 9 Eastern on spectacular ESPN HD. The Tar Heels play BC Thursday on ESPN, also on spectacular ESPN HD.
Michiganiacs, 10th-ranked Spartans hosting the 1-6 in conference Wolverines. Drew Neitzel, preseason conference player of the year, preseason All-American. He's going to add to his resume. Buries the 3 right there, tied the game early. Now the Spartans are up 5. Neitzel, if some is good, more is better. Michigan State up 8 at the half. They open the second half on a 10-1 run. More Neitzel. Screen in the corner, and then check out the Michigan defender. He's going to slide to help. He who slides leaves his man, Drew Namick, open, and this is Drew, finds Drew, which makes that True Drew. Neitzel, 18 points, 7 assists, and 7 rebounds. Neitzel said of Michigan afterwards, they can be 0-20 or 20-0, and we still want to beat them as bad as we possibly can. They're 5-15. Michigan State's 18-2. 77-62 final. Superstars, super conversations to a super program. 2-time defending national champion Florida, hosting 13th ranked Vanderbilt. Jai Lucas, son of John, Gators +8, and then Jonathan Mitchell from Nick Calathis. Nice pass. It's 29-6. Now wait, it was 14-6, and now it's 32-6, and then Walter Hodge, it's 34-6. Gators go on a 23-0 run in 5 minutes and 17 seconds, and Kevin Stallings, who are these guys? Held Foster to just 7 points for Vanderbilt. Maurice Spates right there. Florida's going to win 86-64. Remember that Vanderbilt team that was 16-0? Now 17.
They finished tied for the regular season championship last year. Musketeers 13-0, and 4 guys or more get in double figures. So let's count together. Here's Derek Brown, end-to-end. He had 14.
That's 1.
Okay, thanks for playing at home. Second half, C.J. Anderson in the lane. He had 13 points, which brings us to...
We're halfway there. Right?
Okay, good. Don't improvise. Just follow the script. Drew Lavender breaks the press. He had 19 points, so that's 3 guys in double figures. Try and keep up. Josh Duncan has 8. One more will make that
double figures.
Nice. There you go. 14-0 with 4 double-digit guys. Musketeers into the A-10 lead. They've won 9 of 10.
See your Xavier Mass going to raise you Georgia Tech at Virginia. I really don't need your help on this one. Dave Lato's club has been struggling. Under 20 seconds to go, tied. Zach Peacock on the turnover. Dunk, Georgia Tech by 2. 10 seconds to go. Sean Singletary, coast to coast, split defenders. He scores. We're tied again. 3 seconds to go. Matt Causey Are we playing extras? In again, out again, Finnegan. Yes, we are playing extras. And in OT, it was all about Georgia Tech. Kazi, look where he's standing. You should get 4 for that. He gets 18, and Georgia Tech wins it 92-82. Virginia is struggling.